Imagine a place at the very bottom of our world, a continent of almost unbelievable scale. It is a land shrouded in white, a place of extreme cold and dazzling beauty. This is Antarctica. It is the highest, driest, windiest, and coldest continent on Earth. A vast wilderness of ice and rock, it remains the last great wilderness. For centuries, it was a myth, a phantom land on the edge of maps. Now, we know it is real. It is a place that challenges life in every possible way, yet life still finds a way to endure. Our journey begins here, in this magnificent and unforgiving realm of ice. This is a world unlike any other. The air is so cold it can freeze your breath in an instant. The silence is profound, broken only by the crack of shifting ice or the call of a distant penguin. Sunlight glints off endless fields of snow, creating a spectacle of light that is almost blinding. The sheer scale of it all is difficult to comprehend. It is larger than Europe, a continent buried under a sheet of ice that in some places is nearly 3 miles thick. This immense ice cap holds most of the world's fresh water, a frozen reservoir of incredible importance to our entire planet. Here, nature is at its most raw and powerful. The weather can change in a heartbeat, from brilliant sunshine to a ferocious blizzard. Winds scream across the icy plateau at speeds that can demolish buildings. Temperatures plummet to levels that are impossible to imagine, far colder than anywhere else on Earth. It is a place that tests the limits of all who dare to venture here. Yet, for all its harshness, there is a delicate and fragile beauty to this frozen world. It is a land of stark contrasts, of immense power and surprising vulnerability, holding secrets that we are only just beginning to understand. Our adventure will take us across this stunning landscape. We will witness scenes of breathtaking grandeur and intimate moments of survival. We will explore a continent that has remained largely untouched by humanity, a natural laboratory for understanding our planet's past and future. It is a journey into the heart of the cold, a journey to the end of the Earth. Antarctica beckons, not as a desolate wasteland but as a vibrant and dynamic world. It is a place that captures the imagination and inspires a deep sense of awe and respect for the natural world. The landscape of Antarctica is sculpted by ice. It is a world in constant slow-motion movement. Massive glaciers like frozen rivers carve their way through mountain ranges. They grind down rock and transport ice from the heart of the continent towards the sea. These rivers of ice are colossal, some stretching for hundreds of miles. Their surfaces are scarred with deep crevasses, hidden dangers for any traveler. As they reach the coast, their journey comes to a dramatic end. Huge chunks of ice break away and fall into the ocean with a thunderous roar, a process known as calving. This is how icebergs are born. They are floating mountains of frozen fresh water, sculpted by wind and waves into fantastical shapes. Some are small, the size of a car, others are gigantic, the size of a small country, carrying their own unique weather systems. They drift slowly through the frigid southern ocean, a flotilla of ice islands. Their colors are spectacular, brilliant white, deep electric blue. This blue color comes from the ice being so compressed that it absorbs all other colors of the spectrum, reflecting only blue light back to our eyes. Beneath our feet, the ice sheet itself tells a story. It is a history book of our planet's climate, written in layers of snow. Each year, a new layer is added, trapping bubbles of ancient air. By drilling deep into this ice, scientists can analyze these bubbles. They can read the climate of the past, going back hundreds of thousands of years. This frozen archive reveals cycles of ice ages and warmer periods. It gives us a unique insight into how our planet's atmosphere has changed over time, providing crucial clues about our climate today and in the future. This journey is not just about the ice. It is also about the remarkable life that has adapted to survive in this extreme environment. In the frigid waters surrounding the continent, the ocean is surprisingly rich. It is teeming with life. Tiny krill, the largest animal that has ever lived, the blue whale. Along the coastlines, colonies of penguins gather in their thousands. Seals rest on floating ice. Seabirds navigate the stormy skies. This is a world where every creature is a marvel of evolution, a testament to the resilience of life in the face of unimaginable challenges. Antarctica is defined by its colossal ice sheet. It is a single immense covering of frozen water. This is not just a layer of ice, it is a continent-sized glacier. It smothers mountains. It fills valleys. It buries an entire landmass beneath its weight. In some places, this ice is almost 3 miles deep. Its sheer mass is so great that it actually depresses the Earth's crust. If this ice were to melt, global sea levels would rise by a catastrophic amount. reshaping coastlines all around the world. The scale is almost impossible to grasp, a frozen desert stretching farther than the eye can see, holding 90% of all the ice on our planet. This vast expanse of white is not entirely flat. It is a high frozen plateau sculpted by relentless winds. The wind carves the snow into strange, wave-like formations called sastrugi. These ridges can be a few inches high, or as tall as a person, making travel across the surface incredibly difficult. They are like a frozen, stormy sea, with sharp crests and deep troughs. The air here is the driest on Earth. It is so dry that it pulls moisture from everything, including your body. The cold is intense and unforgiving, a constant presence that dictates the rhythm of this silent, empty world. It is the heart of the Antarctic continent. The ice sheet is divided into two main parts. The larger East Antarctic ice sheet rests on a massive landmass. The smaller West Antarctic ice sheet lies on a bed of rock mostly below sea level. This makes the western sheet more vulnerable to warming ocean waters. Scientists watch it closely. Its stability is a key indicator of climate change. The immense pressure from the layers of ice above creates fascinating phenomena below. Geothermal heat from the Earth's core can melt the very bottom of the ice sheet, creating a network of subglacial lakes and rivers, hidden worlds that have been isolated for millions of years. Life on the ice sheet itself is almost non-existent. It is too cold, too dry, and too barren for anything to survive for long. Only the hardiest microscopic organisms are found here, dormant within the snow and ice. This is the closest we can get to conditions on another planet, like Mars. A place of profound solitude and stark, minimalist beauty. The horizon is a perfect, unbroken line between the white ground and the blue sky. Standing here, you feel a sense of insignificance, a tiny speck in an endless sea of ice. From the high interior plateau, the ice begins to move. It flows outwards towards the sea in vast, slow-moving streams called glaciers. These are truly rivers of ice, some of the largest on our planet. They are not static, they are dynamic and powerful forces of nature. Pulled by gravity, they grind their way through ancient mountain ranges. The sound of their movement is a deep, groaning rumble, the sound of a continent reshaping itself. These glaciers are the arteries of Antarctica, transporting immense quantities of ice to the edges. The journey of a glacier is a slow but relentless one. Some move only a few inches a day, others can surge several miles in a year. Their surfaces are a chaotic jumble of cracks and fissures. Deep, treacherous crevasses split the ice, often hidden by thin snow bridges. These hidden gaps are one of the greatest dangers for travelers. They are beautiful but deadly, plunging hundreds of feet into blue depths. The ice within these crevasses glows with an ethereal light, brilliant sapphire, turquoise. As glaciers flow, they act like giant conveyor belts. They pick up rocks and debris, carrying them for hundreds of miles. Long, dark lines of rocky material, moraines, run down a glacier. When two glaciers merge, their moraines join, creating striking patterns. These rock-strewn rivers record the glacier's path and power. The ice can pulverize rock into fine powder over thousands of years. Eventually, glaciers reach the coast. Their journey continues over the ocean as ice shelves. Ross Ice Shelf, the size of France. These shelves act like a cork, holding back glaciers, but extending ice shelves begin to crack and fracture. The front edge is a towering cliff of ice, a dramatic boundary. The final dramatic act for a glacier is calving. This is the moment an iceberg is born. Huge pieces of ice break off from the edge of a glacier or an ice shelf and crash into the ocean. The sound is like thunder, a deafening roar that echoes for miles across the water. The splash creates enormous waves, tossing smaller chunks of ice around like toys. A spectacle of immense power and violence, a reminder of constant change in this frozen world. A new, free-floating mountain of ice has been released into the Southern Ocean, beginning a new journey of its own. These icebergs come in all shapes and sizes: tabular icebergs, massive, flat-topped islands of ice that break off from ice shelves, astonishingly large, some dozens of miles across, visible from space. Castle-like icebergs, irregular with spires and arches carved by the elements. As they drift, wind and waves continually sculpt them. They melt, crack, and sometimes roll over completely, revealing a new, unweathered shape. Each iceberg is a unique, temporary sculpture adrift at sea. The color of an iceberg can tell a story. Most are brilliant white, from tiny air bubbles trapped in the snow-formed ice. Sometimes the ice is an intense, breathtaking blue. Older, denser ice. Pressure has squeezed out the air bubbles. It absorbs reds and yellows, reflecting blue, a jewel-like effect. Occasionally you see green stripes. Occasionally you see brown stripes, occasionally you see black stripes. These come from sediment or marine algae frozen into the ice, a visible history of origins. An iceberg's journey is a slow dance of dissolution. They drift north on ocean currents into warmer waters. Lifespans range from a few years to over a decade for the largest. As they melt, they release vast quantities of fresh water and nutrients into the ocean. That meltwater influences currents and fuels phytoplankton blooms, the base of the marine food web. Even in melting away, these floating mountains play a crucial role in ocean life. Not just beautiful objects, but an integral part of the Antarctic ecosystem. Along the stark coastlines of Antarctica, life gathers in extraordinary numbers. This is the kingdom of the penguin. These remarkable birds are perfectly suited to a life lived on the edge of the world, between the ice and the sea. They are flightless, but they fly through the water. With their streamlined bodies and powerful flippers, they are expert swimmers, torpedoing through the frigid ocean in search of food. On land, they can seem awkward, waddling with a comical gait or tobogganing on their bellies to save energy, but do not be fooled by their charming appearance. These are some of the toughest survivors on the planet, true masters of the cold. The most iconic of all is the emperor penguin. They are the only animals to brave the brutal Antarctic winter on the open ice. During the darkest, coldest months, the males stand huddled together for warmth, each one incubating a single precious egg on his feet. They endure hurricane-force winds and temperatures that plummet to 60 degrees below 0 Celsius. They do not eat for months, relying solely on their fat reserves. It is an incredible feat of endurance, a testament to their dedication. When the chicks finally hatch, they are met with one of the harshest environments on Earth, yet their parents' care ensures they have a chance at survival. Other penguin species also thrive here. Adelie penguins form vast, noisy colonies on the rocky shores during the short summer. They build their nests from small stones, which are a highly prized commodity. Squabbles over stolen pebbles are a constant feature of colony life. Chinstrap penguins, named for the thin black line under their beaks, prefer the steeper, more rugged slopes of the Antarctic peninsula. They are expert climbers, navigating icy cliffs to reach their nesting sites. Each species has found its own niche, its own way of making a living in this challenging world, creating a vibrant and bustling society of black and white. Survival for these birds depends entirely on the ocean. They feed on krill, small shrimp-like crustaceans, squid, fish. Their lives are a constant cycle of journeys between their breeding colonies and their ocean feeding grounds. They face dangers both on land and at sea. On the ice, skuas, giant petrels prey on eggs and chicks. In the water, leopard seals, orcas are formidable predators. Yet, the penguins persist. Their sheer numbers and their remarkable adaptations allow them to flourish, making them the lively, beating heart of the Antarctic coast.